couple of months I was like around 10, maybe 11. Now I can make without any issue just by having these two setups, because that's the reason why I started the game, because of Saber and Archer. I'm not gonna repeat myself because I think every single video I mentioned that already. And I'm trying to pull up whatever characters they need, you know, to have much more efficiency in certain challenges, I can say, like Memory of Chaos, which I can do now much more easily without any problem, like on auto, just, you know, sipping from my coffee in the morning, and just like today, because it got resetted, I just sipping the coffee, put autoplay. It allows you until 9, level 9, I can say. Yeah, the 9th stage, and then you have to do 10, 11, 12. Try to push up as much as possible. Like, you don't have to go each one of them, if I remember correctly. You just go to the maximum that they allow you, and then you make one by one. You have to click one by one. So yeah, level 12 without any problem. 12th stage, sorry. Just for the fact that I managed to make these setups so far, and just spin around them depending on what encounter I have, you know, if I need like a wind DPS or, you know, quantum DPS like Archer. This is like thanks to Prydwen.com or Prydwen.gg, I think. I'll let the link in the description below. You can see like what are the best, you know, supports for these characters, or any other character. Again, it doesn't have to be Saber, it doesn't have to be Archer. I play Saber and Archer because that's the reason why I joined the game. And I was super excited to see that Finan, I guess Finan is my next character. I'm thinking very much about Finan, but I was super excited to see that Finan and Yaoguang, and I will explain why. Also, like in Finan, I wanted like a third team, so Finan was my pickup because it's similar to Karna from Fate Apocrypha, which I can connect, you know, with my type of setups, like due to the Fate collaboration. But with more news, of course, which for the moment we don't have, just the announcement in not a week, maybe in like 4 weeks, we will get Gilgameshi and Tosaka Rin. And with Gilgamesh, I'm thinking about dropping Finan and keep everything for Gilgamesh. And for the moment, because it's a very controversial situation now for me, due to the team setup that I need for Archer, I didn't manage first time when Yaoguang was released, and I have my second chance now to get Yaoguang and max out the Archer team, one of the best teams to actually do Memory of Chaos. And yeah, this is one of the setups that I use for Archer. 3B, it's a good acquisition, which, yeah, is the banner now. So if you see this video and you see 3B, pick up 3B. It's from my point of view, it's a must for whatever DPS you're gonna have. Yeah, this one I never thought Heng, Armor Heng, that is gonna be like one of the top, you know, must-have characters, and especially because it's a free character. You can acquire it when you get Trailblazer level 3, if I remember correctly, which I think I find it here, or Equilibrium level. I think Equilibrium level 3. When you get this Equilibrium level 3, Heng armor gonna be unlocked, and you gonna get it. And you already have like a good sustain, armor breaking, increasing survivability, you know, like that's why Armor Heng, just spamming that armor, you know, and your characters are just keeping to do what they need to do without, you know, focusing on survivability, because Heng, Armor Heng is providing that. So yeah, these are basically the teams that I work with, and since I'm just holding myself for just a couple of characters, I managed to make so much progression because these are basically my targets and my formation that I want to work with. So because I just have like 6-7 characters, 6-7, I can use my resources to make their gear much more properly. This is strictly for Saber. For other characters, I can recommend Prydwen Sunday. It's not necessarily a must, but it's pulling up much more efficiency. All these 3 characters for Saber is just a good team setup so far. It's going well, I don't have any issue. Again, on autoplay, I can play without bothering myself that I have to do something manually E1 on Sunday, which is plenty enough if you are not, you don't want to pay, struggle, search, fight, look after a very stressful adventure in getting E6 on each characters, I can say. And I learned my lesson that with Saber, I can say. 3B as well. Budget investment, decent investment, it's E1. For most of the characters, from what I've seen, it's E1, maybe E2, some of them, or E6, because the others are not so worthy. Only if you really like the character and you want to pull the maximum performance that the character can provide by just going to E6. But that's a lot of investment, a lot of materials needed, and time, probably money in case you are, too lazy. But you have to do lots of quests, lots of events, be very active, looking for every single place which provides you gems. And it was much more easy for me because I don't have so many characters. And I understand if you want to catch them all, make them, have the full list, searching for this. If that's what is satisfactory for you, that means it's a lot of work, a lot of farming, a lot of time investment. I just had to just do my dailies, have the premium pass, or how's it called, that I always forget the names of it, so I better basically show express supply. Yeah, I only have express supply, log in daily, make my daily missions, and a couple of missions that provide the gems, stellar jades, and I managed in just 1 month of being patient and just farming. I grabbed like 220 cards, and I managed to reach my desirable target when I heard that Sunday in 3B came. Because it's important to set up a goal. It's important to do not deviate from that direction. In my case, I had to just basically stop working on the gear right now or whatever, because Yao Guang is I had the surprise to see Yao Guang and final, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what do I do now? And I gave up on final because Gilgamesh is coming. So it's changing the target, but I'm still doing the same thing, farming, grabbing the mats that I need and the resources. In my case, because I love so much Saber, I went E6, but it's a hell of a journey. I managed E1 on Sunday, 3B E1 also with her Lycon. For Sunday, I managed just to pull the Lycon and Sunday itself a couple of weeks ago when it first arrived, and when I heard that it's coming again, I was like, okay, it's time to make him E1. 3B in exchange, I managed now to get E1 and also her Lycon to Suprimose level 1. Mainly, if you want to focus for better results, just focus on Eidolons first. If you love the character, try to pull as much Eidolon as much as possible, then switch to Lycon. I made the mistake, and that's why it was a hell of a journey for me, because I went Suprimose 5 on Saber's Lycon, and then I start Eidolons on Saber. Plus the the chances that you will not get Saber every time, like from the RNG, 50% luck, 50% no luck or whatever. I was just summoning and I saw like 5-star perfect. I got Saber, and then E2, and then E3. Oh, again, I'm gonna have E4. No, I just received Fushan randomly. And another character which I really don't remember, to be honest. I really don't remember which the other one was when I was like summoning. I think Blade. Yeah, Blade, because it's destruction as well. Where are you, Blade? Yeah. And Clara. I think Clara as well. It was Blade or Clara. I don't remember very well what happened. So yeah. Saber I have maxed out. I'm thinking about focusing also on Archer because he is just E1. And after I build him to E6, I will do my best to farm up the resources. I keep being literally interrupted because other things are coming, like how I said about Sunday, 3B, Gilgamesh, and now Gilgamesh is on the way, but now I cannot make to continue the hellish journey to E6 on another character because I need to summon Yao Guang. And these are my setups judging by Prydwen.gg, which again I will leave the link down below. The reason why I have to work on a third team is because I still have issues with anomaly arbitration. As you can see, this is how much I can pull off even with the setup that I have. Like still mixing around and trying to make it, and I need a third team so I can at least grab some data and some resources, because I think anomaly arbitration, it's like endgame, for endgame progression. But yeah, when it's coming to this, Saber and Sunday, back again. As you can see, I have speed 135 and speed 136 because it's important for Saber to start rolling out some kicks and then get some extra boost damage when her ult it's up. And also with E6 Saber, I can just 2 times do the ultimate, two times Excalibur, which is, a lot of DPS, a lot of damage. I still need to work on crit rate, but again, Prydwen.gg will provide plenty enough information how to make the gear, because sometimes popular plan is not what you actually need. Like for example, I can say for the Trailblazer here, this Trailblazer was made for Saber, but you can see popular plan is this one, like most of the people that they use. But with Prydwen.gg you can use custom plan. I mean, you check on Prydwen.gg, go on the plan and select which of the gear setup you will like. As you can see, this one is more, but I decided to pick up this one. I'm trusting Prydwen.gg, and yeah, for the moment in my team setup I still need to work on the crit rate, so I'm still thinking if I'm gonna switch this one with the crit rate instead of crit damage, also because of the amount of attack power that will provide and profit, but it's affecting my speed, which that means I need Sunday to change as well to have 129 or something like that speed, so Saber to continue roll up and pop all that she needs to start using that Excalibur with the extra buffs from Sunday. 3B as well, it's decent. I still need to, working little by little on each of the pieces of gear, like this one here. I still need to get some extra stuff there. I will analyze later. This one is, I can say, is decent. Once I see the S amount, it's still decent, and then I still gonna work little by little, farming the gear. Depends on the day, which day I consider that. Hey, I'm gonna start these 2-3 days to farm only for done Heng, or just making, you know, like just go for the source and use this kind of stuff. If I'm losing patience or stuff like this, just be sure you provide with the stats that you need. Or synthesize, because I see only body and feet you can customize, like which one, and the other ones are just like the substats, I guess, from these pieces, which you can just pop up with the relic remains. For Archer, in exchange Archer, I use it. It was that thing where you can do some activities in the game and you get some resources to RNG best suitable main stats and substats gear for the character, so that's why I went pretty well for Archer setup, the attack power and all the kind of jazz that I decide to go like this. Which again, I'm waiting for Yao Guang, Sparkle I have, and again the setup, these are like spinning around. 4 characters spinning left and right, you know, depending on the challenges that I have in elements. And I'm very proud of what I did so far in the game. And I was also very lucky, again, with 220 cards to get a Sunday, 2 3Bs, and her Lycone. It's great from my point of view. And I'm looking forward to see what I can pull off more. Recommendation again for the people that use, you know, like to use, again, I'm not promoting this, but love to use, you know, the credit card. You know what you do with your money, you know, I'm just providing, if you have money, you can go for this, because they are resetted now with this new events. They, with the Honkai anniversary event, they resetted this. This is what I recommend. Express Supply Pass, monthly, I don't have any problem. This is the best by far for me. It's increasing me at least 2 rounds of pool, almost 2 rounds of pool chances to get something, you know. Less work for me, it's convenient, because I log in every day, do my dailies, and it's good. Only if you know that you are very active in the game, at least to make your dailies, I recommend the Express Supply Pass. Systems to provide you gems and everything, including here, like this is how you see everything. There are more, but you know, show completed, I can see like what I did, and helped me to grab a lot of, you know, gems. You have plenty of activities, but depends on how much time you can have. If you manage just to do your dailies and play in the weekend, it's okay. You can still grab Express Supply and you're still gonna feel something. And of course, do your raids, do Memory of Chaos, all these challenges whenever they reset, and yeah, you're good to go. The rest it's just RNG, because it's a gacha game. You can expect no luck. I've seen people. I consider myself lucky. I think I consume my luck with all these pulls that I had recently, but I'm not gonna jinx it, and I'll see further what I can take and avoid using, you know, my hard-working money on some pixels. This is Tenzor. Thank you for watching, and see you another time. Bye bye.